Teenagers act irrationally, occasionally a bit too reckless. Imagine having the rest of your life torn away from you and spending the rest of your life in a prison cell.
I would like to apologize to my family.
Or imagine your reaction to the moment that judge takes your life away with a bang of the gavel. Well, we're going to see what that is like as we dive into teens reacting to life sentences. When Nicholas Lindsay was handed over to the police, he was too young to receive a life sentence. But at his resentencing, he was given a life sentence. As the judge reads out the sentence, Nicholas just sits there grinning.
There's no indication that this type of violent behavior will stop.
Displaying no remorse for his crimes. His mother walks out and simply says, "It is what it is."
It's what the judge ordered, so that's what it is. It is what it is.
You can tell from the way this teen is reacting that he completely regrets his stupid decision and even starts praying as he sobs. His mistake is one to learn from. The next teen received his sentence for starting the fight that killed an innocent teenager.
I didn't mean to kill Austin. Actually, I really didn't.
Judge.
I really think I did that. I didn't mean to hurt him.
Dylan Shoemaker has been profiled before.
The record will show that you admitted that on July 23, 2013, in a phone call to your mother from the holding center, you stated, "I am a 16-year-old blonde. Probably all I have to do is cry in front of the jury, and they're going to feel sorry for me." End quote.
But the story was so compelling that I felt the need to share it again. He is currently serving a life sentence for killing his girlfriend's baby, who was a sweet, innocent child. On the day of the trial, Dylan attempts to argue that he had no intention of killing the child, although the child had been beaten to death. A 17-year-old was given a 20-year jail term for organizing the assassination of her family.
For not being the daughter they wished I would be.
They should first think about getting a mental health assessment. She was forced to accept a plea agreement by a court-appointed lawyer after the lawyer paid for her representation was dismissed by the court. I have significant doubts about my daughter's comprehension of the plea agreement and her ability to sign with free and informed consent.
The attorney I had paid to represent her was removed by the court, and a court-appointed attorney who now represents her had her sign a plea deal.
I also doubted the intentions of her current lawyer. As a 17-year-old, Roxana will skip her high school prom, graduation, friends, and family events. She is in dire need of ongoing psychiatric assistance, said her mother in the courtroom.
Roxana is now 17 years old. She will miss her high school prom, her graduation, her friends, and her family. She is in desperate need of continued psychological help. She is trying to be positive and not lose hope.
I want to say sorry to my family for not being the daughter they expected me to be.
I would like to apologize to my family for not being the daughter they wished I would be. And I promise that I will get better, no matter what happens. And I will see Lucas and Angelica again. I'm sorry.
Next, we have a squad member who was convicted of participating in 2 robberies and received a 20-year sentence. Even though he is paralyzed, the narrative twists. What you have done is inexcusable in any community that values people, the judge remarked. Your actions have harmed the society as a whole, in addition to Ms. Davidson and Mr. Motley.
I hope that they see this and that it changes their mind about doing the same thing.
So I am prioritizing its protection over what I believe to be the current danger. I will therefore sentence each of the 2 counts to 20 years.
I love you, babe. Oh, God.
Which in my opinion equates to 12.5 years in jail and 7.5 years of extended supervision. If my calculations are accurate, Mr. Kring will be in his late 20s when this case imprisonment component is completed. At that time, I believe you will pose a significantly lower threat to the community than you do right now. For being a part of a planned robbery that went wrong, the following event was in court. Cook received 20 years for his involvement alone. I just want to say that I'm sorry. It might have been wrong because I wasn't even aware that he was talking. But my boyfriend and his pulse connected this. Even worse, I had no idea what was happening. I made a mistake by showing up at the wrong moment. I simply want to say that I beg forgiveness and another opportunity. Since I'm the first child to bring such a high school diploma, I just want to make my mom happy so that I can get out, complete my education, and do that, said Cook.
Just cooperate with that process because I want to know the background information. So, and again, it will only help you.
All right, come on up, Ms. Cook. You get to say the final words.
I just want to say that I'm sorry to the people wrong that her son had to get shot because I didn't even know he was going to get shot. My boyfriend and his friends kept trying me to do this. I didn't even know what was going on until I was at the wrong place at the wrong time. I just want to say I asked for forgiveness for a second chance so I can get out and finish school, and I can make my mama proud because I'm going to be her first child to bring home.
Cook gets ready to receive her sentence while her loved ones watch. Miss Cook, you're here in front of the court for sentencing, and a few things are going to your advantage. 1, the victim was fortunate to live because they didn't hold a gun during these incidents. Having said that, this was deliberate. You played a significant role in the planned ambush, which was what it was. Because of this, I'm going to declare you guilty of all 3 charges and sentence you to 20 years in state prison, the court said. The next teen should receive the same severe punishment. He performed feats in court that no human being could ever hope to. The attorney announced, Your Honor, my client wants to address the court. Of course. The court asked, Yes, sir. Mr. Ray, what would you like to say?
I just want to tell y'all, I'll be home soon. R.I.P. Keon. I love my family.
But watching you sit there, smile and laugh and shake your head like this was no big deal, I'm very tempted to just say, I'm not going to accept this sentence agreement. We'll go to trial. And if you're convicted of felony murder, you'll go to prison for the rest of your life. That means you'll die there.
The court asked, That's all you got to say? Having that chance would have allowed him to apologize to the judge for his actions. You know, in roughly 23 years, I have never refused to accept a sentence arrangement between the parties because it is a deal for being sentenced by the parties. However, as I watch you stand there, grinning and laughing while shaking your head as if nothing is wrong, I find myself strongly compelled to simply declare that I will not accept this sentence agreement. We'll have a trial, and if you're found guilty of felony murder, you'll spend the remainder of your life in prison, where I'm tempted to commit suicide. The court said. The court does have the power to turn down the plea agreement. Do you want me to consent to this sentence agreement, Mr. Valor? Questioned the magistrate. Your Honor, allow me the chance to discuss it with the victim's family before I respond to the court's query. I will be grateful if the judge approved it, said the attorney. The prosecution now has the final say. His smile is terrifying, and he received 25 to 52 years in jail without the possibility of parole. After spending an hour talking with the victim's mother, grandparents, and other family members, the defense attorney said they realized that obviously this is the defendant. He shot their son in the back of the head and brutally murdered him. He has displayed 0 signs of regret. The Glee family does, however, want to move on from this. They are requesting that you continue with the sentence because they want this case to be resolved and they want to try and forgive the defendant for everything he did.
His smiling was in no way meant as disrespectful either to the family, to the victim, or to this court.
This time, using his lawyers, my client requested that I apologize to the court, Your Grace. His smile was not intended to be insulting to the victim's family, the court, or the court itself. The next girl is sentenced numerous times on the same day. Although it is fairly harsh, she earned it.
You're going to be ordered to pay $2,125 in extradition fees. You're also going to be ordered to pay $5,000 in restitution to victims of crime, and that'll be done jointly and severally with the codefendant. On count 1, you're going to be sentenced to 48 to 120 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections. On count 2, you're going to be sentenced to life in the Nevada Department of Corrections with the possibility of parole after 20 years has been served, plus a consecutive 24 to 60 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections for the deadly weapon enhancement. Count 2 is ordered to run concurrent to count 1. On count 3, you're going to be sentenced to 72 to 180 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections. That's ordered to run concurrent to count 2. On count 4, you're going to be sentenced to 19 to 48 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections. That's ordered to run concurrent to count 3. On count 5, you're going to be sentenced to 19 to 48 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections. That's ordered to run concurrent to count 4. On count 6, you're going to be sentenced to 19 to 48 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections. That's ordered to run concurrent to count 5. On count 7, you're going to be sentenced to 19 to 48 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections, and that's ordered to run concurrent to count 6. On count 8, you're going to be sentenced to 28 to 72 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections. That's ordered to run concurrent to count 7. On count 9, you're going to be sentenced to 72 to 180 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections, plus a consecutive 72 to 180 months for the deadly weapon enhancement. That is ordered to run concurrent to count 8. You have 555 days credit for time served. That is a total aggregate sentence of life in the Nevada Department of Corrections with the possibility of parole after 22 years has been served.